Hi everyone. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through how VaultSpeed generates and manages the data vault layer once sources have been onboarded. In the previous steps, we constructed a conceptual business model, made VaultSpeed aware of the technical metadata and the structure of our source systems. Now we bring those two together. The data vault we're about to see is generated based on the conceptual business model and the technical source metadata. This is where VaultSpeed automates the transformation layer. So let's continue from where we left off. Once we are done onboarding the sources, we move to the data vault section. Here we are on the data vault's overview page. If we want to create a data vault, we simply click on the Add Data Vault. We select the project, provide a code, provide a name, choose the data platform where the data vault will run. In this case, we can just go for Snowflake. So once we create it, the data vault becomes a part of our project. In our example, we already created Teleco DB, so let's just open that. So once we enter the data vault, we land on the releases page. This page is very important because releases represent controlled versions of the data vault model. So when changes are required, for example, when the conceptual model evolves or when source metadata changes, we create a new release. We cannot modify the production release directly. Instead, VaultSpeed ensures that any changes are introduced through a new release. This provides stability, traceability, and also controlled evolution of the model. In this example, we are working with the DB release 5. Let's open that. Now we are inside the release. This is hub management. Hubs represent core business concepts such as customer, product, subscription, or invoice. This is where the combination of conceptual business model and the technical source models become visible. For example, product exists both in CRM and ERP. VaultSpeed consolidates these into one product hub while maintaining traceability to each source. The business key management. So in this, business keys define the unique real-world identifier of a business entity. For example, a customer might have different identifiers in CRM and ERP. So VaultSpeed allows us to define how those identifiers are interpreted and aligned across sources. This ensures that records referring to the same business entity are correctly integrated into the same hub, preventing any duplication and ensuring consistency across the systems. Now let's move on to the link management. Links represent relationships between the business entities. For example, customer places an order. Order contains a product, or customer subscribes to a service. Link management is about defining these relationships consistently across the multiple source systems. These relationships originate from the conceptual model and are validated against the technical metadata. So once the release is logged, VaultSpeed automatically generates the required links based on those defined relationships. So even if links originate from multiple systems, VaultSpeed ensures they are modeled consistently and correctly within the data vault. Next, we have GDPR management. Satellite stores descriptive information such as the customer details. So if regulations require certain data to be permanently removed, we can enable that using the hard delete button for those satellites. This allows compliance with data privacy regulations while keeping all the overall data vault structure intact. And the same can be done for satellites on the links. So here we define naming conventions. VaultSpeed automatically applies standardized naming across hubs, satellites, and links. However, organizations can adjust these rules to align with their own enterprise naming standards by using the action button here. Next, this is the parameters overview. It shows you all the configuration settings applied to this release. So if any source level parameters were changed earlier, for example, the CDC strategies or key configuration, so once the release is logged, those parameters are reflected over here. This provides full transparency into how the model was generated. we also get to know about the project parameters, data vault parameters, source parameters, and the tab source parameters too. This is the data vault overview. It gives us a structured summary of the entire model. Here we can see the total number of hubs, which is 12 here, total number of satellites, object-based links, satellites on the object-based links, relationship. So it provides a quick snapshot of the overall size and structure of the data vault. And now, honestly, this is my favorite part, the graphical overview. Let's generate one. This is the complete data vault model visualized. Quick legend so it's easy to understand. Blue nodes are hubs, the core business entities. Orange nodes are satellites, descriptive data that changes over time. Gray chain icons represent links, the relation between the entities. If we zoom in here, we can literally follow the telecom business flow. For example, customer connects to the order connects to the product, and then product connects to the invoice, the subscription, and also the price plan. So instead of reading SQL code, we can visually understand how the business entities relate to each other. And remember, this structure is generated from both the conceptual business model and the technical source metadata. If either evolves, the model evolves automatically. Another feature that I personally find very useful is the shortest path. So if I select ERP and if I just select any hubs, so here account and the product, and I click on the generate button, VaultSpeed calculates the governed relationship path instantly. This removes the need to manually trace joins across multiple tables and ensures consistent query logic. So, just to recap where we are, we constructed a conceptual business model. We made VaultSpeed aware of the technical metadata and structure of our source system. VaultSpeed used those two inputs to automatically generate this data vault model. We created a data vault, entered it, managed it through the control releases. So now in the next video, we'll show how to deploy this model into our data runtime environment. So that's how VaultSpeed bridges business design and technical implementation through metadata-driven automation.